Insane facts about the Passion of the Christ. So no studio wanted to make this movie, so Mel Gibson funded it himself. Obviously, these studios were upset they didn't say yes because it was the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time at the time. It made $611 million worldwide. In 2 days, it made back its budget. When Mel Gibson asked Jim Caviezel to play Jesus, he tried to talk him out of it at first because he said, listen, if you're going to play Jesus, Hollywood's no longer going to give you jobs. But Jim Caviezel felt called to do it. When he was a child, something happened to him traumatically. He ran away and he didn't want to live anymore. And he prayed to God. He asked, what is my purpose? And he said he felt this presence of God come over him and said, your purpose is to be an actor. So he's like, okay. So he became an actor. He remembered this when Mel Gibson asked him. He said, this must be why I was called to be an actor. And when he's on the phone with Mel Gibson, said, I have to do this movie. I'm 33 years old, the same age as Jesus was, and my initials are JC. And Mel Gibson goes, you're scaring me, and hangs up the phone. Then Jim went on to have one of the most brutal roles in movie history. When Jim was giving the Sermon on the Mount, he was struck by lightning. He was rushed to the hospital. While he was on the table, he died. The doctors brought him back, and he said he felt the most peace and love he's ever felt in his life, and he felt closer to God after that, which brought him more spiritually into this movie.
So he died and came back to life? You know who else did that?
The guy he's playing. During the flogging scene when Jesus is getting whipped, how they filmed that is behind him was this shield that would protect his back. And so the actors would hit the shield instead of hitting him. But twice the actors missed and whipped his back, and he has a 14-inch scar on his back from getting whipped.
Bro.
He dislocated his shoulder while carrying the cross because Mel Gibson wanted to have some weight to the actual cross to kind of add to the realism of how heavy the cross was.
That sounds like something Mel Gibson would do. Yeah.
It took weeks to film the crucifixion scene in freezing cold weather. And so he had to hang on the cross for hours while his hands were tied up, and he was sitting on a small little bicycle seat to kind of hold him up. He contracted pneumonia and hyperthermia and struggled to say his lines because he was shaking so bad. And there's a scene when at the very end, you can tell his skin, it's a bluish hue. That wasn't makeup. Literally, his skin was blue because he was going into asphyxiation because he's deprived of oxygen being up on the cross for so long.
The things that you can get away with on any film set.
After the movie, he had 2 heart surgeries due to the lightning and the prolonged hypothermia stress on his body.
I don't even know what to say. This is kind of madness. I almost don't believe you.